Rich or poor? This is a subject not taught in school, though it should be. You can choose. Peter Glickman has been investing in Bitcoin since it was $450 in 2016 and written books on various subjects. His book, Lose Weight, Have More Energy, and Be Happier in 10 Days, has been translated into 8 foreign languages and was on Amazon's preventative medicine bestseller list for more than 10 years. He welcomes your feedback and suggestions at peter55glick@gmail.com. We're going to cover an introduction, history of money, inflation, the solution to inflation, and basic definitions. Remember life before the internet? To call someone you didn't know, you needed a phone book. To buy something, you went to a store. Now, Amazon is changing the retail landscape. Online shopping is closing brick and mortar stores. And something new is coming that will change money and finance. Barter is the first method in the history of money. Before money, a hunter traded meat for what he needed. But a sculptor would not accept 200 pounds of meat for his work. The meat would go bad before he could eat it. The problem with barter is you need someone who wants what you have right when you have it. Gold dust. Gold was a great improvement. Everyone accepted it, and it held its value and didn't spoil. Now the hunter could sell his meat for gold, stockpile it, and buy a sculpture. But nuggets and bags of gold dust aren't all equal. The sculptor could not price his sculpture at 10 bags of gold because not all bags of gold are equal. Minted coins were the next step. The king's stamp on a gold coin is a promise. The coin is the expected weight and purity of gold. Now the sculptor could tell the hunter how many gold coins he wanted. The problem is that if you were buying a very expensive item, it required a wagon of gold coins and soldiers to protect the wagon. Paper money solved that problem. To buy a castle, you could write an order to your treasurer to pay the castle owner. This is the origin of paper money, checks, and money orders. From 1863 to 1933, US dollars were called gold certificates and promised the bearer actual gold if requested. In 1933, however, the government ended the exchange of dollars for gold. Paper money was convenient, but what if you didn't want to carry around a lot of money? This problem is handled by credit cards. One small card in your wallet could now represent small or large amounts of money and is protected by a personal identification number, a PIN. The problem with money and credit is that they are controlled by the king or central bank. In a perfect world, this would be no problem. But in the real world, some might say the king's taxes are too high. The bankers pay too little interest on deposits or charge too much for loans. Worse yet, the banks might take depositors' money to bail them out of bad investments. Worse than those is how inflation steals from people who have worked hard. Inflation. The process of inflation is money buying less and less. This can be seen in a house that was worth $100,000 in 1990 and is now worth $450,000. Inflation is caused by an increase in money without an increase in the things it can buy. For example, suppose you live on an island with 10 people and everyone lives on the fish from the sea. Unfortunately, the sandal maker can only eat so many fish each day. So if you want to buy sandals in the evening, you may find that the sandal maker is not interested in any more fish. The king of the island is a very smart man. Some say too smart. He's created IOUs for paper currency. Each IOU is good for one fresh fish. The king's bodyguards fish when they aren't guarding the king, so the king has extra fish. Now, if you need sandals in the evening, after the sandal maker has eaten his daily fish, you can pay him with IOUs. He can spend these IOUs later to buy fish for a party he's planning for his friends. On this island is a hut maker. Over the years, he has built a really nice 2-story hut on the beach with a view, which the king wants. Unfortunately, the hut maker wants more IOUs than the king has fish. One morning, the king wakes up with a brilliant idea. He will write more IOUs than he has fish. I told you some people thought he was too smart. At first, everything was fine. The king got the hut with a view, and the hut maker received IOUs for enough fish for many parties with his friends. After his parties, the hut maker still had IOUs left. One day, he decided to buy sandals. However, another islander was just then buying the only pair left. Since our hut maker had many more IOUs than the other islander, he offered twice the usual number of IOUs. Seeing how easy it was to get more IOUs, the sandal maker increased his everyday sandal prices. Seeing this, the hut maker increased his prices, and so on. And our little island became the latest victim of inflation. Let's see if this is true. I've presented the theory of what causes inflation with a made-up example. Now let's see if that is true in the real world of today. You be the judge. What a dollar can buy. The graph you will see next is the second image that you saw at the beginning, a torn dollar bill. It is actually a graph where the top edge of the dollar represents how much land, clothing, food, and so on a single dollar could buy each year from 1913, when the Federal Reserve Bank was created, until 2018. We are told inflation is when prices rise. That's true, but it is also a measure of how much less a dollar can buy. Is your salary buying less than 10 years ago? That's the dollar becoming worth less. Here's that graph we saw before. The data is from the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. And you can see it start at the left in 1913 at $1 and go down to 2018, where it's less than 10 cents. Does that graph match the number of dollars printed? This again comes from the Federal Reserve. It's the US money supply in trillions of dollars. It goes from 1970 to 2020. Does it make sense that the more dollars that are printed, the less value the dollar has? Look again at the sharp vertical rise on the right at 2020. This is the $6.5 trillion spent for COVID relief in 2020. That is a nearly 50% increase in dollars in only 1 year. And it does not count the additional $1.3 trillion COVID relief passed in 2021. How much inflation do you think it will cause? These numbers are from Forbes magazine online, October 18th, 2020. Look at that sharp vertical rise at 2020. Is there a solution? If endless printing of money is the source of the problem, the solution would have to limit the amount of money that can be printed. There is a currency that has a limit. It is also outside the control of government and central banks. Bitcoin. This is a graph of the price of Bitcoin. Notice as we go from 2014 to 2020, that as the money supply increases and there are more dollars becoming worth less, the price of Bitcoin goes up to protect purchasing power. Here's some basic definitions. The following definitions are not in alphabetical order. They are in the sequence needed to build understanding for the later definitions. If I were to try to teach a small child 4 + 2 = 6, without first teaching the process of addition and the numbers 2, 4, and 6, the child would always have trouble with arithmetic. Currency. Currency is money used in trade or exchange. You can see someone trading dollars for foreign currency in the picture. Money is something that is 1, widely accepted, 2, holds its value over time, and 3, is easily verified. The word currency comes from current, the Latin word for flowing, and thus it emphasizes exchange between people who are flowing one thing to the other. Digital currency. Currency that is represented digitally. In the past, this was for credit card payments, PayPal, or money transfers between banks, such as bank wires. Cryptography. Cryptography comes from the Greek word crypto, meaning secret or hidden. Cryptographic messages are written in code, so only the writer and receiver knows what is said. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is digital, not physical, currency that contains cryptographic codes that only computers can read. These codes ensure that each cryptocurrency coin is verified and can be trusted. Mining. There are several ways to create new cryptocurrency coins, but all of them are done by individual computers running the basic program for each coin, then sharing the program's result with other computers running the same program. When the computers agree on the result, new coins are made. This is called mining. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first and most well-known cryptocurrency, and it was first created in 2009. The basic Bitcoin program only allows for 21 million Bitcoins. There will never be any more. Based on what we learned about inflation, Bitcoin cannot be inflated, and this gives it its value. Also, it is not limited by national borders. That makes it easy to transfer money to people in other countries. Blockchain. Computers running Bitcoin software record a new block of data every 10 minutes. Each block contains the newly minted Bitcoins, which computer address owns them, all transactions within those 10 minutes, and a secret code. The next block contains the same data. However, its secret code is created from the previous block's code. Thus, the codes lock them together like Legos and create a chain of the blocks. Blockchain security. Secret codes lock each block of data to the next. So to make a counterfeit Bitcoin, without going through the mining process, would require changing every single secret code on the blockchain. Since every Bitcoin computer keeps a copy of the entire blockchain, that means changing 675,000 codes on all 10,000 computers at one time. These numbers are as of 6:43 a.m., March 17th, 2021. Altcoins. All cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin are considered altcoins, alternative coins. As of March 17th, 2021, there are more than 8,000 altcoins. Many of them do things Bitcoin doesn't do. Ether, for example, permits its coins to program specific functions, like paying interest or storing pictures. Exchange. Like a stock exchange, a cryptocurrency exchange permits account holders to receive, hold, buy, sell, and transfer cryptocurrency, just like a stock exchange does for stocks. Beginning in 2020, some also pay interest for cryptocurrency stored on the exchange. Wallet. Like a leather wallet, a cryptocurrency wallet permits the owner to receive, hold, and withdraw one or more cryptocurrencies. Some wallets now also permit buying, selling, and trading, as well as pay interest on the cryptocurrency held in the wallet. Wallet address. The blockchain doesn't contain owners' names. It contains wallet addresses. To send you Bitcoin, I must first get your Bitcoin wallet address and send to it. This is like sending an email. Be sure to copy and paste these addresses, because any cryptocurrency sent to a wrong address is lost forever. Also, addresses are specific for each type of cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin or Ether. It's not one address for all. All wallets have two keys, a public key and a private key. Your public key is the same as your wallet address. You use it to receive that specific type of cryptocurrency. Your private key is used to transfer that specific type of cryptocurrency. Never give out your private key. Whoever has it can take your cryptocurrency. Employees of an exchange or a wallet will never ask for it. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds an additional way to authenticate or verify the owner of an account, in addition to the standard username and password. It can be done with email, your phone, or an app. It provides the owner with a number to be entered into the account. The number is only valid for a short period of time. Centralized finance. Currency is controlled by the government and banks. This central financial control results in expensive bank fees and charges. We are paid 1% or less on our deposit, but that money is loaned out at 6 to 36%. Decentralized finance, DeFi. DeFi is a trend in cryptocurrency where apps and cryptocurrencies offer financial services using computers to ensure fair dealing without central control. This dramatically reduces costs and passes the profits on to the users. An example is www.nexo.io, which pays as much as 12% interest on deposits of cryptocurrency. Staking. Staking is the action of depositing cryptocurrency for the purpose of receiving interest. There may be a lockup period during which the interest is forfeit if the cryptocurrency is withdrawn. There may also be periods before the interest is earned and before the cryptocurrency can be withdrawn. So read the fine print. Rich or poor? Do your homework. Choose to be rich.